Hello, this is Polly from the Spooky Polly. I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm just going to say hello. I'm going to talk about 3 things today. One is a herb report. I'm a mixed bag on this one, but I'll tell you what I think. And it's just what I think. The herb report is a fixed deal. Garland and her, after all, Garland picked him. We're going to have Biden not charged, no matter what. Well, as her did his digging, he found out that Biden had indeed broken the law. More so than Trump. So they go to Garland with this. They got him up or something. If you're charging Trump with these charges, what are you going to do about Ja? Back up with the plan. Oh, wait, there's got to be something that people believe. He's too old. Hey, see now? It's old Joe. We know who he is. Yeah, that would work. Sure enough. That's what they put in there. Those that say, well, they sure kept quiet about the her report. You gotta be joking. Republicans have the House, one vote away to Senate. You weren't going to keep this quiet. The more you tried, the more suspicious it would be. They just toss us out there. No charges on Biden. And, well, that's old Joe. We know how things are. So the left, shut up. As you got what you want. Well, charging Trump with the same crimes just shows you how rotten our system is. The second issue is the Ukraine. I oppose aiding the Ukraine, and I'll give you my reasons. One, we have no history with the Ukraine. I mean, most people, when this thing started, didn't even know where it was. We had no treaties with them, but not with NATO. None of that. I mean, we stick our nose in this. We shouldn't have. We're not the world's policeman. We can't afford it. American people don't want it. That's one of the reasons. Second, I understand what Putin did. Now I know when the Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons, it was under the understanding that Russia would never attack. Putin broke that. He's that type of guy. But Putin has many times said that he does not want a NATO country on his border. And I understand that. And Zelensky tried to get in NATO. He was warned, but NATO and Biden said, go for it. Well, Putin struck first. This thing about NATO, I have questions too. When NATO was first formed, it was in response to Soviet Russia, Stalin's Russia, and it was needed. Perhaps when Stalin died, the idea that Soviet tanks would run over Europe was a bit of a myth. But even so, I supported NATO, and I'm sure everyone did. But the Soviet Union no longer exists. It's Russia. It's not the same. It's not a military power, nor is it overly aggressive. It doesn't have an ideology that says we must convert. So, Putin grabbed part of the Ukraine that was Russian. It was mainly Russian. He now has it. It's going to take an awful lot of effort to get them out of there. A lot of deaths. What we need is Trump. If he gets elected, to get those two birds together, Zelensky and Putin, and settle the peace. Zelensky's going to have to realize the Russian part of the Ukraine is not Russia. You don't have the force to push the Russians back. And we're not going to put boots on the ground. And despite all the talk NATO gives, they're not going to do it either. So NATO can stand there and say, we'll defend against the Soviet Union. Oops. I mean Russia. But unless we're there, that's just talk. Anyway, that's why I feel about it. Oh, I sympathize with the Ukrainians. But not money and not blood. The third thing I want to talk about is the media. In case you haven't noticed, it isn't just the media, the mainstream media is left wing. It's that clearly someone or something is calling the shots. Notice how a word or a definition of an event or person becomes uniform throughout the mainstream media almost overnight. That comes from the top down. I don't know what the top is. It could be the billionaires of the World Economic Forum, which I suspect it's something like that. But it's there. Even Fox News is just allowed to be the opposition. I once thought they were the opposition. But then they fired Tucker Carlson. Taught me a lesson. I simply put a Google inquiry. Is Murdoch in the World Economic Forum? Yes, he is. He's a member. Good standing. One of those billionaires. Well, I was going to go to the World Economic Forum, but the invite must have been lost in the mail, so I didn't go. Anyway, I make light of a bad situation. But our media, you say, well, it's left wing. It's not quite that. It's owned by people or an organization that controls almost all of it. And for what reason? Or what's their ultimate aim? I do not know. Neither does anyone else. I don't have the resources to check stories independently. We have to rely on a lot of what they say. Like the bunch of Ukraine. Well, Russia was going to rule anytime. Putin was near death. He was near being thrown out. Right. How'd that lie go? The lie is just that. Anyway, I said my 2 cents. Actually, 3 cents. This is Polly